si si Doc Rex has been a member of the R users group for a very long time, so mga at least 5 years. So and then he has also been speaker several times, no. So also, no, so regular na si Doc Rex na speaker or resource speaker. Pero when he is not speaking sa our users group, so si Dr. Hallow is actually a professor of analytics and industrial engineering at the University of the Philippines, Diliman. No? So he is a member of the Department of Industrial Engineering and Operations Research. So kung mapunta kayo sa UP Diliman, usually ba nasa Department of Industrial Engineering ka or nasa OUR ka?
Either way, nandun lang ako parati. Both.
Both,
Half.
okay. So he is also the program coordinator of the Artificial Intelligence program of UPD. So kung mag-enroll kayo sa data science program or sa AI program, so most likely magiging professor nyo si Doc Rex. So he specializes in intelligence systems and analytics at saka sa decision support systems and big data. No? So he graduated yung PhD niya in industrial engineering from Arizona State University. Tapos, and then he also has his Master of Science in Industrial Engineering at saka, of course, yung Bachelor of Science in Industrial Engineering from the University of the Philippines. Yon. So yon. So that is Dr. Rex Hallow. No? So recently, no, ginulat kami ni Dr. Rex dahil nag-publish siya ng libro. So, nag-publish siya ng libro. And yung libro niya is actually well, I actually shared no yung libro niya. So applied, ang haba ng title pero hindi siya kasya sa ano tawag dito sa R yung sa title ng R users group. So kaya ano na lang, a book talk on applied analytics. Uh, on applied analytics. Pero yung buong libro niya is actually entitled Applied Analytics for Data Analysts, for data analysts, engineers, and scientists. So yun yung ano. So yun. I've looked at the book. No? Medyo makapal siya. Parang more than almost 1,000 page ba siya or around 700 or mga ganon. No? Parang mga 1,000 pages. No? So yun. So sige. So let's start, I guess, talking about the book. No? So, Doc Rex, I guess yung question ko is, ano yung motivation mo to write a very thick book?
Okay, so first off, thank you for having me. Again, this is my nth visit here sa RHS Group. Never ako nakasawa dito, so thank you again. In terms of the book, I started actually that project 2014 when I get back from my PhD. So well, syempre, excited ako noon when I came back, and there was really no analytics written with some examples talaga in the Philippine setting. So I started writing 2014, 2015, 2016. It took me until 2017 to write the book. And ayun, so I've already established the training program sa NEC. So at the very least, they would require materials when they do analytics. And then sa class ko rin. So apparently, students are also looking for materials that are well, at that time, analytics yung in. Wala pang masyadong AI. So, that really made me finish the book. So, if you can see, the book is really end to end. So we start with just designing analytics up until deployment of advanced analytics solutions. So, ano lang ako na parang I just keep on writing until maano ko, I think it's already ready for publication. So, yun. Uh, that was a long time ago and unfortunately na COVID siya. Na delay lang yung publication ng ilang years. So it only came up this year. So here we are.
This year ba? Or kasi yung tinignan ko yung copyright niya 2024. So this year talaga siya lumabas.
Yes, this year siya lumabas or last year siya natapos yung well, yung application for copyrights and all.
Ah,
So it took really years sa UP Press to really ano, so 2018 pa simula, it took 1 year for review. So 2019 na, 2020 na siya. So na-COVID siya, it stopped. So hopefully ngayon tuloy-tuloy na yung yung book.
oh. So pinahapyawan mo na siya ng konti, pero what do you call this? So you said na it starts talaga from the basic all the way to yung advanced. So can you give us parang a little bit of an overview of yung ano yung contents ng book?
Right. So I start with an introduction to what is analytics, and then the standard project management topics, and then I start with R. The third chapter, if I'm not mistaken, is really actually wala akong copy ng libro. The paper hasn't given me yet a copy. But anyways, um, the core of the book is really writing analytic solutions using R. So we started with introduction to R, how to use R Studio. So medyo dated na nga yung mga screenshots ko dun ng R Studio. So yeah, we start with R and then we start with how to store data in databases. And then how to use R as descriptive tool, and then predictive, and then prescriptive. So it is the entire um, collection of analytics tools that we all study, and yun nga, with examples from the local setting. Hope na ano siya, parang mas relevant as compared to the foreign examples na puro dollars, puro ano dito, pesos, lahat.
Okay. So yung what do you call this? So I've taken kasi 'di ba naging client mo kami, naging client mo ako, parang gano'n. So parang ano, so does it follow closely yung parang anong tawag dito, ah, yung training dun sa NEC, yung Data and Analytics Certification training sa NEC?
Oh, it has a little bit more than the training because,
Hmm.
as I mentioned, it's also being taught as a semester's course. So I specifically written it such a way that you can use it as a reference for a college level analytics course and a short-term course sa mga Coursera and even sa NEC. So it is it's not just limited to a specific short course na you can only talk about predictive analytics, but its entire uh, life cycle basically. Even there's even database SQL commands uh, to process data. So I also touch onto that because in order for us to build analytic solutions, you still have to have a good storage data warehouse to start. So we even talk about that.
So meron ka ring ano, yung data modeling.
Yes.
Oo. Yun yung actually parang 'di ba para ano tawag dito, yun yung for dun sa NEC training, yun yung pinaka nagustuhan ko or parang feeling ko kailangan talaga siya bigyan ng emphasis, yung data modeling. Kasi parang ano, hindi siya masyado nabibigyan ng focus on how to design yung data models, ganyan, or how to design databases, 'di ba? Kasi very ayun. Anyway, so nandun din siya. At least
Yeah.
nandun yung favorite, yung favorite na ano ko, na part ng NEC training. Okay, so you've said na ano na you've used R. So I guess yung question, of course, diba? So our users group, thank you for using R.
Yeah.
Pero I guess yung question ay, ano, syempre, most likely may magtatanong, may Python version ba ito? Parang ganon.
Ah, At the start of as I mentioned, 2014, 2013, when I came back, kasi yun, mas sikat yung R nun kaysa sa Python. So, I started writing that. Now, in terms of Python, that will be my second edition.
Okay. May
Okay.
second edition na kagad.
Yeah. Um, yung R kasi will never grow old. There are still a lot of applications that you can use. Example, regression. Um, if you want to do, let's say, stepwise regression, wala sa Python yung nag-implement ng proper stepwise regression. There's only, kumbaga, forward selection and backward selection. Pero sa R, there are a lot of native functions that are implemented and mas well I wouldn't say na mas easier to use are there are both good programming languages but there are really R is really built for statistical analysis and doing stuff so we will still go back to R if you want to do um, the analytics component. Now, for Python, there are packages to do that, but not as comprehensive as R. So I think that's the point that I like to make that um, I always say that's R users group basically. I use R for a lot of data analytics, descriptive, even a little bit of predictive. Kasi lately, puro Python na tayo na predictive. But I still use if you the book it's our Weka. Weka yung gamit ko for ano there are functions in R. So nothing beats the classical methodologies if you don't need to run very big data sets. The classical regression, the classical um, analysis of variance, t-tests are all implemented in R and it's very widespread yung ano. Sometimes sa Python kasi if you run t-test, walang interpretation, walang bibigay lang sa inyo p-value. Wala man lang mga other statistics that you use when you do decision. So that's why I've really stuck with R because it's more appropriate tool to do analytics. But if you want to really deploy your analytics solutions in the cloud or as an app, doon na tayo magpa-Python. Okay? So maybe my second edition would entail both R and Python kasi both are complementing programming languages and hindi naman talaga siya one or the other and they can have both languages coexist as an arsenal of our tools for data analysts.
Tapos you mentioned kanina na parang hindi lang siya for, kasi di ba, ang intention talaga it's actually a textbook. Parang ganon, di ba? So textbook talaga siya. Tapos ano, and then it's in the Philippine context, no? So, I guess yung question ko is when you created the book, kasi 'di ba when you started writing the book, wala pang analytics na undergrad. Lahat graduate school siya. So I guess yung question ko, pero ngayon meron ng mga
Yeah.
data science and analytics sa undergrad. So pwede ba siyang gamitin ng ng undergrad or talagang pang graduate school ang ang audience ng libro na 'to?
Oh, the analytics course was written for both undergrad and grad in mind. So, ibig sabihin nun, um, may mga advanced chapters yung libro for grad, but there are still introductory topics ng analytics for undergrad. So, ibig sabihin nila, I made it, that's why it's so thick. Ang daming, it hopes to cast a wide net na, but it has ano, um, a lot of theory for both undergrad and even at the grad level. So hopefully it'll have a balance of stuff. So if hopefully magawa siya ng textbook ng mga courses ngayon, specifically for the core analytics concept like descriptive, predictive, and prescriptive courses.
Okay. So, uh, well, dahil kapapublish nyo pa lang, no? So, parang, ano, so, dapat may book tour ka. Parang gano'n ka. Kasi parang, ano, or, I don't know, book tour ba yung tawag doon or what? Pero it's essentially the promotion of the book, diba?
Yeah.
Para gamitin din siya sa, ano, sa text, ano, parang as a textbook, no? Kasi
Yeah.
parang, diba, well, I don't know, diba? At least nung estudyante ako dito, a lot of the textbooks are actually written by, ano, by Americans or
Mhm.
foreigners, parang ganon. Pero I was pleasantly surprised dun sa quality nung book na sa UP Press na what do you call this? It's actually good. Parang gano'n. So, they're actually good textbooks. So parang inisip ko, well, hindi kasi ako nagtuturo. Pero kung nagtuturo ako, I will use that as a textbook. Yung requirement ko. Kasi yun nga eh. Kasi parang sayang naman siya. Pero and it's quite good. No? The quality of the textbooks from UP Press are very good. No? So tas gawa pa siya dito. Yun. Okay. So, if you, guys, kung may questions kayo kay Doc Rex, ano, either feel free to chat it or feel free to unmute yourself or otherwise ako lang yung magtatanong kay Doc, kay, kay Doc Rex. Yun. So, okay. So, what do you call this? So, uh, anong tawag dito? So pero okay, so the data and analytics, so that's a good book. On the second, hindi naman on the second. I guess on the second ano no, on the second edition of the book. Kasi syempre 'di ba ang dami na ring nangyari with regards to data no. So minsan na nasasama yung data science at saka minsan ginagawa siya data science and artificial intelligence or AI. So balak mo rin bang maglagay ng I guess AI topics in the books on the second edition or parang magiging ano na siya, encyclopedia na siya.
Um, Actually, I haven't really thought about that yet. Kasi when you talk about edition, you're just simply updating the examples or updating the codes or a little bit of chapters. But if you talk about adding data science and or AI, medyo malaking chapter na yun kasi you talk about deep learning, you talk about deployment, you talk about mga LLMs ngayon na sikat. And it'll tail a lot of theories involved. Uh, so I would like to keep the analytics part. It's just simply this audience is for people actually doing analysis on data and making inferences about it. So it is also different from the people who is actually training the models for computer vision and which is already AI. The book was originally intended to be as a reference point for the ones who actually process the data and come up with inference, which is again a little bit more of data science. So that the book can be incorporated in that way. Uh, but in terms of AI, siguro it'll be a totally new book. Kasi R is limited yung applications niya for ano, so it has totally rewritten in terms of Python. That's also another thing. But the pre-processing and the analytics is this the book. Ito yung kina-capture niya.
Okay, so different book na siya. So meron ka na pala second book. Ayan. Okay, so another question that I have is, okay, so graduate, okay. Undergraduate, okay din yung book. Paano naman, kunyari, kapag practitioner ka? Tapos, kunyari, let's say, beginner, not necessarily having, or uh, parang, kunyari, let's say, hindi ka nag-enroll on a data and analytics na degree or course in the university, uh, will they be able to use then the book?
We started with introductions. So that in itself is a good part that um, when we have written the book na parang ano ba yung prereq? So uh, we assume that the same sa NEC na training programs, parang walang prereq yung mga doon anyone can attend the trainings. So we have to uh, put everyone on the same place. So that's why we have the fundamental courses in NEC na just talk about introduce everything. What is data science? What is analytics? What is a database? What is everything? And even if you look at the table of contents of the book, the first few characters are all introduction. Even sa R, how to use R, how to download R, how to set up your environment, what are the first commands. So in essence, it casts a wide net for also uh, enthusiasts who want to do analytics that are don't have any background yet on analytics, but have the patience to read the book. So we have written it that way, and it will be a good introductory course nga talaga. So in the entire spectrum of applied analytics.
So pwede rin from ng mga kunyari practitioners, yung mga hindi naman, I guess parang katulad ko, wala namang data and analytics na course nung nasa eskwelahan ako, diba? Parang gano'n. very found very foundational yung sa amin talaga. Anyway, so yun. May question dito si Carlo. Sabi niya, will it be a good starting point for AI expertise? Kunyari,
That's a good, yeah. Thank you for that question, Carlos. So yes, I would say that it is a good foundation reference. A lot of the concepts in doing AI, for example, machine learning, um, optimization of neural networks, and the information about loss functions and so on. That is built upon the classical uh the classical machine learning models, which are decision tree, regression, basically least squares. All of these are explained in the book, which will have a good you will have a good foundation once you go into the higher forms of AI machine learning. Okay. uh, we also talk about a lot of statistics. There's descriptive statistics, which again is also a requirement when you go to machine learning. Okay? How talk about accuracy, precision, recall. Those are still classical models that are implemented in AI learning. So, in essence, I would not say it's a prerequisite, but it is a good foundational tool for you to start your AI journey as well as your data science journey, kasi both of them have similar algorithms, but the way the book is written is really how do you get decisions from processed data. So yun po yung analytics. For AI, it's more of black box na parang, okay, this is your model, you train it, it will tell you na okay, may tao dito, may pusa dito sa picture. So in essence, they have the same core concepts, supervised learning, unsupervised learning, but in the end, they are all the same. Wherein you build a model from the data and make better decisions.
thank you. So, hindi mo siya necessarily prerequisite. Parang gano'n. Pero it's good to know then para for you to be able
Mm.
to understand how the AI or these deep learning models work. No? So, yun, that's good. Okay. So, anyone else na may mga questions or gustong tanungin kay Doc Rex? Wala? Okay, sige, ako na lang. Okay. So let's go back no dun sa what do you call this? Medyo question lang Doc Rex.
Mhm.
Ano tawag dito na natawa, hindi man sa natawa pero ano tawag dito? Um nilagay mo kasi, di ba, applied analytics for data analysts, engineers, and scientists. I guess yung question ko is, bakit mo pa nilagay yung for data analysts, engineers, and scientists? Why not just applied analytics?
Ah, for me, actually si Montgomery ginaya ko dito eh. Si Montgomery written applied statistics for engineers and scientists. Yung
Actually, yan yung naalala ko. Sabi ko, masyado siyang ano, hindi, parang gano'n. O hindi naman siya masyado, pero yun, alam mo yun, yung parang, nung binasa ko yung title, Applied Analytics for Data Scientist, or for Data Analyst, Engineers, and Scientists. Actually, naggulat nga ako, sige mo pa yung Data Analyst. Kasi di ba for Engineers and Scientists? So parang
yeah.
inisip ko, parang ano siya, very Walpole, very Montgomery, parang gano'n.
Well, it's really an applied book. It's not more of theory na what is least squares. Or that it doesn't really deal with that. It really deals with how to you run linear regression with actual code, actual R code to do this. And yun nga, in my circle here in UP, puro mga analysts yung kausap ko, engineers and scientists. So I made the book for them. And again, it's not really for um, management kasi you don't expect management to do R. You give the management the decision, the outputs of the book for them to. So in essence, this is more of the book is for people who do the brunt of the work in analytics. So medyo dun yung focus niya is really doing the technical component in R.
Ayun. Sige, sige. So ito yung question ko. So parang ano yung topic or ano yung or I don't know, chapter ba siya or topic na parang you were wondering, should I include this or not? Tapos and then what made you decide na, "O, sige, include ko to."
Ano yung include, sir?
Ay, yung parang kunyari, ano yung topic na meron bang topic sa book na parang you were wondering, isasama ko ba siya or hindi?
Ah,
Tapos ano yung eventually, ano yung reason kung bakit mo siya eventually sinama?
yeah. Okay, the thing that was iffy about to add to the book is the prescriptive analytics part, the OR, the what if scenarios. Because based on what I have worked on over the past few years, ang konti lang talaga yung nag-OR and nagsisimulate dito sa Philippines. And uh, either they are afraid of using OR methodologies or hindi siya talaga widespread ng ginagamit. Like, what if I add more servers to the queue? What will happen to the service rate? Parang ganun. I mean, those are very valid na prescriptive na methodologies, pero they are rarely used. So, um, baka ma-alienate yung mga tao. Ano to, yung mga algorithms na to. So, parang medyo ano siya, medyo una, highly technical because it's highly mathematical. Pero sige, let's just complete the entire um, life cycle of analytics from descriptive, predictive, and yun nga, if you recall the curve, the pinakamalaking talaga na benefit, pero pinaka nosebleed ay yung mathematical programming, which is optimization. So I think that was for me a very hard decision to make. Baka kasi I'm adding just more pages to the book pero walang I mean, I have deployed a lot of practical use cases. Those are my samples. Pero I haven't seen any other implem in here in the Philippines utilizing OR as much as I would like. Kasi it's really the pinakarurok na algorithms ever since.
Yeah, I think, well, nagulat ako sa sagot mo. Kasi parang prescriptive yung inisip mo. Parang gano'n. I was thinking medyo doon sa data engineering siya na part. Pero anyway, pero yeah, I do agree na parang hindi naman sa necessarily there are very few except kasi maraming applications yung OR. Ay, pero konti lang yung, well, awareness ay one na may ganun palang method. So that's one. Tapos next is ang hirap niyang gawin. Parang gano'n. I mean, compute pa lang, 'di ba? Kasi parang at least sa company namin, 'di ba? There are very uh large applications of it na parang nahihirapan kami doon sa compute. So
Mhm.
so minsan doon nagkakatalo, no? Parang paano ba 'to
That's also a
gagawin? Ang
constraint,
hirap.
yes.
Oo. So doon. Tapos ah kunyari mga yung mga what if scenarios, parang those are being asked of us. Kunyari on the supply chain
Mhm.
side, they ask us parang what if kung ganito yung nangyari, and they're asking for a tool, no? Pero parang sinasabi namin na meron naman pong mga tool out there na hindi na natin siya necessarily we need to build it. We just need to buy. Parang ganon. So pero those, I guess those questions are being asked. So I think I'm glad na it's there. Even though na hindi naman, I'm guessing hindi naman siya kasing extensive nung kunyari,
Linear
ano
regression.
tawag, hindi, I mean yung kala Hillier na ganun
Yeah,
ka
yeah,
diba,
yeah.
hindi naman siya gano'n. Pero I think it's very good na meron lang awareness yung mga tao na there's this, 'no, parang
Yes.
gano'n,
Yeah.
yun. Which is medyo weird din kasi parang 'di ba, tinuturo naman yung management science sa management, parang gano'n. Yun. Ayan, so si si Joma may comment siya and then I guess may question. So I agree doon sa hirap maghanap ng good resources. May genetic algorithm ba sa book? Isa
Ah,
yan sa mga hinahanap ko.
for yung tawag dito, mga natural based na optimization, that was also a good addition. I took that way back when I was my PhD. Yung specialty ng mga ng advisor ko, yung particle swarm optimization, genetic algorithms. Pero yun nga, I just chose the tawag dito, the foundation, the classical models in mathematical programming and a little bit of simulation. But maybe yeah, in the next the book, which is a natural extension of prescriptive analytics, it's really the alternative forms of optimization for that.
So, as a follow-up naman, so meron kang topic na you were wondering about tapos pero eventually na-include mo naman. Ano naman yung meron ka bang ding mga topics na didn't make the cut? Tapos ano yung mga topics yun and why they did not make the cut?
That they didn't make the cut. When I was writing the book, there were a lot of yun nga, talk about data engineering. So, yung data engineering, I included that because it's a natural part of the entire life cycle. Okay. But hindi ko in-include yung sobrang complicated na ETL na solution. So parang you just assume that okay, the data is in the database, you simply extract it and then you'll be able to process it. But there are very good ETL solutions na parang kailangan i-process muna dito, tapos i-check yung quality, tapos saka mo i-load sa database. So there are ETL solutions out there na um, kailangan i-implement for what you call a data pipeline. So, if we are to include that, medyo sobrang technical na siya that yung mga data analysts will not be able to comprehend. Parang para saan ba tong ETL na to, yung extract, transform, and load, pati yung mga nire-recommend ni Kimball na 32 functions to do ETL. So, hindi ko na talaga siya sinama. So, I just thought of very basic na uh, movement of data from source to your production, and then yun nga, y- and again, I assume the data is already processed, and then saka ka na mag descriptive, predictive, and so on. So I was ready to put in a lot of step one, step two, step three to do ETL, pero naisip ko, not all companies use this software. I was using SQL Server integration services. So parang, hindi. I'll just do basic SQL. That's why I introduced SQL, which is also a very important na ano. And once you know SQL and you have access to the database, you'll be able to extract the data, do your analytics on your own laptop, and move forward. So I decided that now just really focus on the analytics part and a little bit of data engineering. Kaya ko siya sinama. And for me, it really makes the entire process na parang if you start from nothing and then you learn the basic commands doing SQL, you'll be able to do the entire length of analysis, okay, on your own, only using the book. So for me that will that to making the feeling of completeness hanggang deployment, i-deploy mo siya using an R Shiny app, tapos tapos na yung yung trabaho ko, kumbaga. You're able to do the entire life cycle.
Actually, parang na-realize ko nga nung while you were talking, parang, okay, so talagang for data analysts, engineers, and scientists nga siya. Kasi 'di ba parang yung anong tawag dito, yung goal naman, kunyari ako, yung goal ko naman is not necessarily, I just need enough data engineering skills para lang ma-pipe ko yung data into a model, and then para malaman ko ano ba yung sinasabi ng data na to, or ano ba yung conclusions na makukuha ko from this data, or to answer a specific question. So hindi talaga siya, making it parang yung mga data engineering ko, hindi siya ganun, hindi siya scalable, 'di ba? Parang specific lang siya para lang to get it into a format that I can put it into a model and
Mhm.
then answer my question. So
Yeah.
parang inisip ko, okay. So kaya nga for data analysts, engineers, and scientists nga siya. Okay. So
Intro to
sige.
everything.
Okay, pero so parang if you're, I guess yun nga, 'di ba? Parang, pero, ah, kasi 'di ba right now, kasi medyo naging specialized na kasi yung mga tao, eh. Kumbaga, talagang may
Yeah,
data engineer na talaga, may data analyst na siya, parang gano'n. But I think it's still good to actually know parang yung
a
end-to-end
little bit.
nun.
Yeah,
Oo, and then go deeper kung kunyari mas interested ka on the data
yeah.
engineering side, then you go deeper on the data engineering side. Speaking of data engineering, or hindi man data engineering, yung data, I guess. Did you dun ba sa book, is it specifically what do you call this? Did you deal also with non-structured data, kunyari text, ganon? Wag na yung images, I guess yung most often is text.
Yes, in unsupervised learning, uh, we talk about the ancient model of social media mining and text mining. So
Mm.
in that time, oh my God, Twitter pa ang tawag doon. So again, nung tinanggal ni Elon Musk yung access sa Twitter ng analysis, so parang that portion is gone, bye bye. But if you have textual data in an Excel format like text, the algorithm still work. Social sentiment analysis, kung positive or negative ba yung sentiment, those still work. So in essence, we still utilize the classical methods of text mining to do basic analytics stuff, and it's part of that commands. So we also talk about network data, how to um, optimize the travel path from one node to another. So we wrote that, and market basket analysis. So unstructured data in terms of I think yung example ko dun is from a restaurant. ano yung mga frequently bought items na together para maging combo meal. So yun yung na I used that as a data set. Syempre hinide ko na yung yung actual items na binebenta. So, parang dati siopaw ginawa kong lumpia parang ganun. Just to give an example of how to do market basket using unstructured data.
Nice. So meron nga rin gano'n, 'no? Okay, sige. Okay, anyone else na may mga questions para kay Doc Rex? Kung may question din kayo about the NEC training or the artificial intelligence program sa UP,
Yeah,
you can
sure.
also
Any
ask it.
the application pala is open for all programs.
Ayun, si Carlo, nagtaas siya ng kamay. Go ahead, Carlo. Pwede mo rin-unmute yung sarili mo if you want.
Sir, dahil Dr. Rex,
Hello, hello.
ask ko lang, Doc Rex, kasi I'm planning to do my PhD degree in artificial intelligence. That's why I have that kind of question. Coming from a non-coding or non-mathematics degree, ang aking MA, what would be the good starting point? What would be your great advice? Though I am kumbaga, meron lang po akong very, very foundational knowledge when it comes to data science and artificial intelligence. What would be, kumbaga yung libro po ba nyo, there are advanced resources that I can check just in case I want to upskill on this thing para ma-offshoot po ako on the AI degree. Parang ganun po, Doc Rex. Thank you, sir.
All right. Again, thank you, Carlo, for the question. So first, the AI program admits students with the following competencies. So calculus, programming, and statistics. So if you don't have those, you will be just given back subjects or refresher courses para you'll be able to keep up with the courses. So it's not a problem. If you come in without any of those competencies, you're just simply required to take additional subjects within UP to catch up with the prerequisites, kumbaga, of the course. Now, for the PhD program, there are certain additional prerequisites that are needed. For example, you should have a machine learning course in undergrad or grad level. Hanapin namin yun. If you don't have, you will be required to take the MEng master's level machine learning courses, which is a prerequisite for the PhD. So ganun rin, there are still refresher courses that you need just to augment your current competencies before you're be able to be taking the core courses of the PhD program. So the book, kumbaga, I'm not overselling it, is a good reference point. It touches about anything ng programming, it touches statistics, and a little bit of mathematics. So, but again, hindi ka naman i-admit ng UP kung based sa libro lang eh. So it has to have you should have actual courses, formal courses, such that you'll be able to satisfy the actual prerequisites of the program, and then to take the PhD courses. So that in itself, you just have to prepare yourself for those additional courses before you will be taking the core courses. I hope I answered your question completely. Tama ba?
Yes, sir. Okay na po, Doc. Thank you, Doc.
Thank you.
Okay. Wait,
Just to yeah.
sige, go ahead, go ahead. Sorry.
Ano yung bachelor's and master's mo just for reference?
Actually, Doc, I came from library and information science po, Doc.
May mathematics naman yun and programming, right?
quantitative sir ang ano sir, kumbaga quantitative on an education landscape. Ganun po lang po ang statistics na background ko. Kumbaga traditional mathematics or traditional statistics.
Yeah, in your MA,
Yun po, yun po. MA, same with po, the Masters in Library Information Science.
both
Both
are
po.
pwede. Okay. Yeah, so yung ano lang you just have to take additional courses. If you review your transcript, ito yung recommend namin additional.
Okay po, Doc. Thank you po, Doc.
Welcome.
Actually ako, yung follow-up ko is that, ang nire-recommend nyo ba is that, kunyari, mag-masters in engineering ka muna ng AI or pwedeng straight PhD talaga siya?
It's a good question. We always recommend to take the MEng, but if you already have a master's, you can by definition of PhD, you can go straight to the regular PhD program. But you have to have certain competencies similar to undergrad. So if you already have programming, calculus, then diretso ka na sa MEng. Same sa PhD. If you already have machine learning, you have ano yung isang prereq nun, ML Ops, if I'm not mistaken. Pati yun nga, the same requirements ng masters like programming, calculus, statistics. You will just get additional master's courses to be credited to your PhD. So, kumbaga, additional lang siya na courses on top of your PhD course load para lang ma-admit ka sa PhD. So, kumbaga, we do not discriminate anyone as long as you're willing, tuloy ka. Ito yung ibibigay namin na program study mo. Mas, konti lang, mas maraming courses. I will take 1 or 2 semesters additional para lang pagdating ng core courses ng PhD, hindi ka malula. Okay? So, in essence, we just have to plug in the gaps, prerequisite gaps ng PhD before you go into the actual PhD program.
Ayun. Okay. Anyone else na may question kay Doc Rex about the book or about the PhD or Masters in Engineering program ng Artificial Intelligence sa UPD? Wala na? Going once? Going twice? Ayan. Okay.
Sir, nakamute kayo.
Okay. So, anyone else na may question about the Master of Engineering program or PhD program or the book? Wala. Going once? Going twice? Okay. So, kung wala na, ayan. So, last na lang. So, where can they buy the book? No? So, you can buy it sa sa UP Press. So I will share yung yung tawag dito, yung the website on where you can buy, where you can find it or buy it, no. So or nagulat ako sa UP Press, meron silang Shopee ba or Lazada?
Both.
Both.
Oo.
Okay. So nagulat ako
Very
na parang,
convenient.
oo, meron na rin sa if you want to order your books through Shopee and
Yes.
Lazada, pwede rin, no? Wait lang, nasa na yung share button ko? Ayun, nalilito na ako. Ang dami ko kasing naka-open na Okay, so where can you guys find the book? So I'll share it here, no. So this is the the University of the Philippines Press website, no. So this is the book, no, Applied Analytics for Data Analysts, Engineers, and Scientists by Dr. Eugene Rex L. Halao. So yan siya. There's also the description, no. Kaso wala siyang tawag dito, table of contents pa, no.
Yeah. Papadagdag ko nga. And yun nga,
Yun.
parang preview.
Oo. So,
Sa
wala pa
Amazon,
siya.
diba?
Yeah, oo. Actually, kaya ako tinanong kung ano yung laman ng libro kasi parang hinahanap ko yung table of contents, wala. So pero nandito naman, so that's the description. Pero you can also uh, buy the book through so si UP Press meron siyang online store through Shopee or Lazada. So you can also buy the book there, no. So yun. So it's a good book, no, to have an overview of yung the analytics practice, no. So all the way from getting data, data engineering, a little bit of data engineering, data modeling, yung medyo ignored na topic. Ah, naging na-realize ko very important siya. Yun. And then all the way to descriptive, predictive, and then also the prescriptive. No? So yun. No? The prescriptive part is in yung mga mathematical optimization. So yun. So yun. So if you want to have, and then also, no, it's a good it's a textbook. So it has exercises, it has demonstrations, it's a good learning tool, no, specifically yon, so may mga exercises yon, no. So nandun siya, it's a thick book, no, 700 pages. Nagulat ako. Parang oh my gosh. Yun, so 760 pages, yun yung nakalagay na number of pages niya. So yun, yeah, yun lang, nagulat ako na parang oh my gosh, kasi parang kasi hindi naman niya kasi kapal yata si Lytold, pero almost.
Almost.
Almost. Yun. Okay. So, yun. No? So, if you have, so yun lang. So, that's it for our, for our meetup. No? Thank you, Doc Rex, for having a chat with us about your book, and then also a little bit about the master of yung Master of Engineering program at saka PhD program in Artificial Intelligence also. Meron kang gustong i-promote or last reminders to people?
Yes. If you want to apply for our programs, you can just go to our Facebook page. Wala kami website. So poor. So ano yung ano namin, facebook.com AI UP Diliman. So nandiyan yung both data science and yung um AI program. I am one of the teachers. So one of the things that I teach is analytics. So dun record yung libro. So I encourage everyone to apply kasi we really need a lot of engineers and scientists and analysts to crunch numbers. We are accepting applications until I think June 30 for first sem. So bukas ngayon yung application. Please apply. If you have time to take masters and PhD, it's just a 2 year or 3 year sacrifice, and then you'll have an advanced degree. And of course, learn the state of the art. Kumbaga, yung book hindi na state of the art, classic na tawag ng mga algorithms dun. So try to consider applying. You can also look at the UPNEC trainings namin. Um, that in itself have short programs naman. So ito na yung Facebook page niyan. It's more of talking. It goes through the entire book from basic intro up until predictive, prescriptive, or even our programming. We teach that. So just take a look. And if you again whether if you want it a master's or a short term course, we have that in UP. Just try to, and mas mura kami as compared to other institutions.